Hello, it's me again. I'm gonna try this, not with not using Zoom. I think Vimeo might work fine. I don't usually record over 30 minutes anyway, and if I do, I can go back to using Zoom and figure that out. Anyway, this was to answer Chris's question about how I choose my favorites, and you should be able to see my Lightroom here. Um, what I tend to do first is when I get back from a shoot. I mean, that's a little bit too much detail probably, but I go through, all my images. I pick in 5 star, which ones I'm using depending on what I'm doing. I could be using them to write a story. I could be using them for a blog post. If they're going to be uploaded for commercial work, so it's going to vary depending on what my uses are for the images. Um, so for 2024, I've got almost 3,000 images, which is absolutely nothing compared to what I usually shoot. Haven't been out a lot, but anyway, so I'm gonna go through because I've already gone through and 5 starred everything from up until basically yesterday. I'm not done with yesterday, but um, and I'm gonna go through this really quickly. These are all my 5 stars. There was a trip that I went on. Those are for a blog post or a photo essay. None of these are like my top favorites or shots. They are for different reasons. Like I had a great time visiting a friend. They mean something different. But for my typical work, this wouldn't be items that I would choose. Um, so let me get closer to what I would choose, right? We're talking about going into the city and photographing architecture because, that's what I like to do. Um, so there's a few things that popped out in my head when you asked the question. I know of a handful of shots. This particular one is kind of been becoming a favorite from this year because it's unusual. Anytime I pick a favorite, it's going to be unusual or it's going to be something that like is in a place where I shoot all the time, but finally found something different or unique. This is the Chicago River, and it's the reflections of a red brick building in the river. Makes really amazing and wild shapes. So that would be one that I might choose as a favorite from this group. Excuse me. This one is definitely one of my favorites from this outing. Um, I do a lot of this also. Again, how do you choose when you do so much of the same thing? Well, there's gonna be, right? You get back from a shoot, you go through all these photos, and you're like, and then one will pop by and be like, ooh, there's something about that image that you've done differently, or that the time of day was different, or there was just the perfect conditions to get something that wasn't what you normally shoot or normally capture when you're in that place. So this is one of those. I've probably seen reflections on this building hundreds of times. Um, but this particular day, I caught just this piece of the other building across the way instead of more of it. I tend to see it with more of it. So there was something about this that I really liked, and I really liked that the one panel is a darker blue than the outer two sides. So this is definitely a favorite from this year. Um, let's see what else we got here. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Um, there's also, oh, what happened to that shot? I have similar shots to this that I've done in the past, um, where one has a chair on one of these balconies. This one could fit. I might go back through now that I've spotted this chair out here and unchoose my 5 stars and see if I have any other in that sequence that might work with the 5 star with the previous chair image that I have from this location. There's one from that location that has a bicycle on it. Why he's not 5 starred, I'm not really sure. And you can see that I did not get any others with the chair there. So this one has a chair there. That might work. Anyway, um, yeah, no, I don't know where that came from. Maybe it's another day when I was down there shooting the same area again. So that's it. I just go through and pick, again, I go out as much. I haven't been out as much this year, but just to get out of the house, exercise, fresh air, get me off my rear end from sitting at my desk all day long every day. It feels like. Um, I go to tour Frank Lloyd Wright properties or other kind of local things that I can find to do that's something different and get myself out of my head is what I do. These images here, one of these could possibly end up as a favorite. I haven't edited these yet. These are from the town I grew up in, a park I used to go swimming in almost every day in the summer. So there's those. Here's the other one. I knew it was there. It was a similar but different day. Because this has this bike, and I think you probably saw this in the other one, but let me grab it again. I This is another sort of favorite because it's getting to be like a series that I've found. This is the chair image I was talking about. Where's the chair? I can't see it from here in my little oh, it's over there. Let's see. Let me point at it. Oh, there it is. I don't have it up further enough. Anyway, you can see it's the same building and it's the same kind of dark and light. Um, it's a different angle of that building. So anyway, it looks like I'm getting to be kind of a series there. I'm like finding things on the balconies there that kind of work. So this is sort of a favorite. I love when the window has somebody has a window open. Usually it's only one or two, possibly three, but that's about it. So those would be a couple of my favorites. Again, this is another reflection on the Chicago River that's a little bit different because of the color. It's reflecting a water taxi. It's also a little different because I kept the fencing in here and used my depth of field to focus on the water, but have the fencing kind of be an abstract part of the photo. Again, similar. I don't know if it's the same building. It's a similar building, I think, by the same architects or architectural firm. So you see what I mean by a series. So those are choosing my favorites. Also car shows. I like to shoot car shows. I went yesterday to a couple of different car shows, and I'm on a mission to find different perspectives, not only different cars, because I joke about having so many 1957 Chevy hood ornaments that I don't even photograph them anymore, really, unless there's something really unique, or unless, like this image, I have a lot of straight on shots of the titles or the I have the word for this in my head, but it's not coming out. Nameplates. And this struck me differently because the hood was up. I think it was on the hood anyway, or the trunk. So it became something different. So this may be up in one of my favorites. You can see a theme in my choosing favorites. They're either something different, something from the same location that I haven't seen before, that I was able to capture that made it unique to what I've captured before. I'll tell you right now, I'm never ever going to pick flowers as a favorite because I find them boring. Do I go out and shoot them? I do, because I belong to groups. People like to go shoot flowers. That's like social time for me. But I still photograph. I still take pictures, right? It's practice in my head. It's still practice. I mess around. I change the depth of field. I sometimes do multiple exposures or motion, just because flowers, I just don't get excited about them. So those are not going to be my favorites. I still work to make compositions work, and that we have a little baby bison over at the park that's like a mile from my house, and I went over there the other day. It's usually never open. I don't know. So I've been there twice in the last week. So I've got, weird, not weird, they're just different for me. And again, more kind of floral nature type images that you're not going to find in my favorites. Different, unique. Car show in the rain is different, right? Than what I normally have. But those aren't favorites. I wasn't feeling on my game yesterday. When I got back, I looked through the photos again this morning, and I'm like, nothing's really popping at me. probably because it was really hot out, and I don't enjoy that much, so I don't tend to spend a whole lot of time like I would normally. So, not to make you dizzy here, I don't think I make any green? Okay, no, it's not those. I was going to grab those two. These two. So these are probably two of what would be my favorites from this year. This one, because it's different, unique, from a same place that I shoot all the time. And same with this. This goes with a series of images that I create when I go to this spot. It's this building. I'm fascinated by the building. Um, so hopefully that was a quick rundown of what I talked about the other day when you couldn't see my screen. Hopefully this works. I'll watch it further in this time to make sure it recorded my screen instead of just checking to make sure it recorded, period. And again, if you have any questions or you want me to explain this further, just pop them in the comments. Happy to answer them. And I'm pretty much around this week, so if you guys have questions, I should be be able to answer fairly quickly. So that's it. Thanks for the questions. Hopefully that explained it. I feel like I explained it better. I was more prepared the last time. I just thought it would come back to me pretty good. So anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being in the group. Hopefully you had good weekends. Share some images if you were out with your cameras. I love seeing that stuff. And that's it. We'll talk to you later.